Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Dueling Destination. So I hope you guys been enjoying my Pokemon journey. I really enjoy sharing how I'm learning Pokemon with y'all, and the packs and products that I've been opening have been very cool for me. I really like what Pokemon has to offer so far. I still have, of course, my Blue Eyes White Dragon on here. This sees a couple of Yu-Gi-Oh Funko Pops on there. I'm trying something different, but yeah, remember to like, subscribe, share. I still play Yu-Gi-Oh, not as competitively as before. Still a casual player, just like Pokemon. But I wanted to share with you guys my first Pokemon deck. Now, this is the deck my friend kind of guided me into. Of course, there are more powerful decks. There's the Mew EX decks, the Miraidon deck, Roaring Moon deck. That's actually a deck that I've been trying to build as well. Haven't finished it, but I don't like the playstyle as much as I thought I would. This is my water deck, and the main Pokemon on here is Chien-Pao. I hope I said the name correctly. These names are gonna be a bit difficult for me to say, but I'm gonna do my best. So I really like this just because, again, it is a water deck, which I like water Pokemon a lot, and it just looks so cool. And what I like about this is just the effect Shivering Chill that lets me add 2 energies. So I think it's a very fast deck, and I like the playstyle, so I decided to build this. It was either this or Blastoise, which both of them look amazing, but I decided to do Chien-Pao. So I'm gonna go through this deck quite fast. I'm still gonna give you guys a bit of explanation of why I'm using the cards I'm using. But if you're an expert with this deck or want to give me advice on how to make it better and more competitive, let me know on the comment section down below. And this is a very budget deck. You guys are going to be able to see that I didn't spend much money. So I'm also using 2 copies of Palkia. This is just because of the power that it has on there. I'm able to generate energy pretty fast with this deck. So again, I like this, and I can use these guys' effect pretty good. And they're pretty powerful monsters, so I decided to use that. Then I'm using 2 of the V-Stars. I just like how it looks. I mean, the color schemes, the Pokemon on these cards look cool. The effect is cool as well, and a lot of people do not expect this, so I'm using that. I decided to use 1 Greninja because, of course, you can only use 1. It's a water Pokemon. It just natively fits better in this deck, so I like that. I'm using the 3 copies of Frigibax. Of course, there's one that is a bit more powerful with 70 or 60, but this ratio has been working pretty good with me. In most cases, I don't use him to attack, just because to do 50 damage with this, it takes a lot more energy than just use tackle with 30. But I try to get him out first turn, so he really doesn't stay in the field too long. So I'm using 3 copies of that. Let me know what do you like about the camera angle. Let me move this guy just a bit here. I'm trying something a bit different. And of course, I'm using 2 copies of the evolution of Frigibax. So this is one of my main combo pieces. If I can get Chien-Pao and bench him in the field, it just escalates everything. Greninja is always one of my first Pokemon I'm taking out, so I really like this. And I go through the deck fairly quickly. I am trying to use the Yu-Gi-Oh playstyle of being able to search and add cards to my hand whenever I need it, like right away. And for protection, I'm also using Manaphy. There's a lot of decks in Pokemon that actually can attack your bench, and this is a water Pokemon and provides protection. For the non-water type Pokemon, I am using Iron Hand EX just because of the effect amp you very much. It's pretty cool since I'm able to take another prize damage, and I can add energy to this very easy. But I went a bit different because I also like the 160 attack, so you guys are going to be able to see that later on. And like I said earlier in one of my product openings, this is one of the better cards I'd say in Pokemon right now. I just like that you can draw 5, refill your hand very easily. And of course, I'm using the evolution, and you can tell that these are some higher end cards. These are the full arts, I believe you call them, so I did order them differently. I'm using Pidgey. You know, you're a Pokemon fan, if you have the opportunity to use one of the first generation Pokemons, you definitely will. So I'm using Pidgey, and to wrap it up, I'm using this guy, and I think this is one of the most broken cards in Pokemon, just because I can add any card in my deck. So having Pidgey first turn evolving into this just adds on to my combos because I can then add the missing piece that I need. So that's it for the Pokemon cards that I'm using. It's a higher count. Next, I'm gonna go to the energy, just because with Pokemons you do need energy, and I decided, because I'm using Iron Hands, I'm gonna use 2 of the electric energy. Normally you play 1, but I wanted to use the 160 attack in Iron Hands, and if I'm doing the investments of having there again a Yu-Gi-Oh mentality type, I want to utilize the cards as much as I can, and the rest are just basic water energy. I believe total energy amount should be 11. This deck really goes through them very fast and recycles the energies faster, so you're able to do a lot more. So I am using 4 copies of this card. It's different than Yu-Gi-Oh. Yu-Gi-Oh we can only use 3. In Pokemon we can actually use 4, so I'm maximizing on this. This actually lets me search and water Pokemon that I need, and an item card, which in most cases is going to be the rare candy, because if I can get this out there after my first turn, it's going to be amazing. I'll have Frigibax on there and just evolve it the following turn, so that's great. One card I do want to see first turn all the time is Battle VIP Pass, just because I'll be able to get my Pokemon from my deck over to the bench. And Chien-Pao is a basic Pokemon, my Pidgeys, my Greninjas. There's a lot of options on here, so I'm using this guy here a lot more. I decided to use only 2 Ultra Balls. The reason I'm just using 2 Ultra Balls, just because this already gives me the ability to search the evolve form that I'm needing, and then in most cases I just need to get that 1 card, and then discarding 2 is a high cost for me. Of course there's cards like VIP Pass that you can discard later, but again, Yu-Gi-Oh mentality, I'm trying to utilize the cards and maximize my searches, but not wasting as much cards that as it would be required. I'm using 4 rare candies. I do want to draw this first turn. I know it can be added on with this card, but if I can draw it first turn, it would just make it way more easier for me to evolve my Pokemon. And I do have a couple of Pokemon that I do need to evolve with rare candy. I decided to use 3 copies of Pokestop. I don't know how I feel about Pokestop yet. Every time I've used it, it's gotten me in a bit of an advantage, but also I like when it sends my energy actually to the graveyard, because of one of the cards I'm using later on I'll show. I decided to use 1 heavy ball just because of the amount of bench Pokemon I'm using. If there is like a Pidgey or a Bidoof in the lost zone or on the prize card zone, I can then get it with heavy balls, so that gives me that advantage. I decided to use 2 bosses order, just because I want to control and just sneak this in. You know, sometimes people don't expect the bosses order in there, but this I think works amazingly. So these were the trainer cards that I'm using. Let me know what you guys think about the training cards that I chose, and how I can make it better. Now for the last amount of cards, I'll use item cards. I'm using only 3 nest balls, just because Greninja, Pidgey, they all make me search the deck very fast. VIP Pass makes me get the cards I need right away. So sometimes I see in the later games this is not good, but honestly with the deck, the style that I'm playing, I don't like having very long games, just quick games on there. This is one of my favorite cards so far. This lets me retrieve energy, so I don't feel bad when I'm discarding with Greninja, just because I know it's like an investment and I can just get them back very fast with my hand. And of course a lot of times I end up just discarding in this ball. I like this item too, the Super Rod. I remember using that in the video games, but it's different now. But I still like the playstyle of using Super Rod. And finally, one card that I really like using too is the Vessel, just because I can then get the energy I need from my Pokemon, and I'll be having the full access to powering out my Chien-Pao to do as much damage. Alright guys, let me know what you all think about the deck design that I have for my Chien-Pao deck, and in the comment section let me know how I can make the deck better. This is the first attempt to building a Pokemon deck, and I'm going a Yu-Gi-Oh mentality, and I want it faster, able to control the cards that I'm getting in hand. So I really hope you guys enjoy this journey that I'm going into as a Pokemon trainer. I hope, again, that's what we call ourselves. I'm not sure, but you guys let me know what you think about the deck, what you guys would like to see more about Pokemon. This is just me trying to enjoy the TCG. Remember to like, subscribe, and y'all see you next time.